Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Friday, 18th July 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. LIAT 2020 land a major deal for charter flights to Colombia. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. LIAT 2020 has entered a major partnership which will result in charter flights between Antigua and Barbuda and Colombia in South America. ABS's Alicia George reports.
Antigua and Barbuda has added a new tourism destination under its belt after Blue Seas signed an agreement with LIAT 20 last week. This time we're going all the way to Colombia in South America.
We're making history today is the so well-needed direct connectivity between Antigua, Barbuda and Colombia.
An inaugural charter is expected to take flight this September, beginning with one direct flight per week, connecting Cartagena, Colombia, and St. John's, Antigua. The new route, which will be facilitated by LIAT, eliminates the need to transit through Miami, offering visa-free access for both sides and opening doors to tourism, investment, and trade.
The Latin American market is the fastest growing market in the world globally, and Colombia is at the forefront of that. So even as things get a little bit rocky in the traditional source market, it's so important that we look to expand, and so all our eggs are not in one basket, and Latin American market is a key one for us.
This isn't just about tourism. They're looking to open access into the trade markets as well as education and healthcare. Officials say the link may help boost trade and create startup opportunities while also benefiting medical patients, including those seeking cancer treatment abroad.
It has been, I think, a bit challenging because you have to invariably go through the U.S. or some other longer route to get there. In terms of the U.S., if you didn't have a visa, it would make it more difficult. This direct trip with or flight through LIAT 20 will make it a lot easier, I think, for persons seeking medical attention.
The move would also help stimulate Antigua and Barbuda's summer tourism season.
Our summer period, or September, is traditionally the slowest month of the year. And so when it's summer in our part of this hemisphere, in Latin American countries, Argentina, Colombia, it's their winter season. So they are looking for a warm getaway. So it's a good fit. It's not competing with our main visitor arrival periods. That means, number one, more competitive rates from the hotels, more opportunities to add more value to what we offer to the Latin American market. And so it's a win-win for them, and it's a win-win for us.
It invites opportunities in trade, healthcare, as well as education, particularly for the Hispanic communities. It now opens up a different access market where they can thrive. Alicia George, reporting for ABS News.
Jamaica's Prime Minister Andrew Holness urges Jamaicans to choose JLP and bashes gutter politics.
Blasting the opposition People's National Party for what he says has been the death of truth and standards for popularity, JLP leader and Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness says his party has done the work and is deserving of another term. Speaking to throngs of supporters at the party's Area 2 gospel concert in Old Harbour, he accused the opposition of being, quote, chaka-chaka, while insisting the JLP is a party of order. Druselle Mills has more.
If anyone was unclear as to whether Jamaica was on the cusp of an election, there was no doubt after the Prime Minister issued this charge in Old Harbour, St. Catherine's Sunday among a sea of green.
You can choose order. You can choose a promise, or you can choose delivery and performance. You can choose bad mind. You know, you see what is happening with the school buses. If that is not the ultimate of bad mind, I don't know what is.
He condemned his opponent, PNP President Mark Golding, of being unfit to lead and sacrificing order, morals and values at the altar of popularity, following videos of Golding's use of profanity when his mic failed at a party event.
There are those who have used the political stage primarily to bring down people, thinking that popularity can be earned through profanity. But I say to you, as I have written to my political party to say, we are not in a race to the gutter.
Holness reaffirms he's not leading his team into the gutters.
It is said that the General Secretary of the opposing party has said that if we go low, they go lower. We don't join that. We are not into that. No, we can't do that. The Jamaica Labour Party does not and will not trade the dignity of the people for denigration and disgrace. No, we are not going to do that.
He listed a raft of projects done and already on track for housing, health, and the economy as he wrapped up what, for many, was more a sermon than a rally, but with battle-ready messaging, an election is nigh.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
After nearly a decade, the World Bank could finally be on the verge of establishing a permanent office in Trinidad and Tobago. This was revealed by Minister of Planning, Economic Affairs and Development, Dr. Kennedy Swarat-Singh, while speaking at the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber's Business Outlook event on Wednesday. TTT News has more.
Dr. Kennedy Swarat-Singh said the office could also house the Multilateral Investment Guarantee Agency, which provides political risk insurance and credit enhancement to investors and lenders.
Sending us an establishment agreement. The World Bank has wanted to establish an office here with IFC for the last 5-10 years. That establishment agreement is now with the Ministry of Finance, and hopefully we take it to cabinet sometime soon. Once the World Bank is established, the World Bank has in it not just the IFC but an agency called MEGA. Many of you would have met at MEGA. MEGA brings with them a guarantee platform. So you don't need sovereign guarantee. They will help guarantee some of the loans that they are working for and with the private sector.
Minister Swarat-Singh said for decades the government of Trinidad and Tobago has been the primary borrower and guarantor in development financing.
It's going to move itself away from using its balance sheet to supporting you with your projects, using your balance sheet and finding ways to support it using guarantee mechanisms from MEGA, from IDB Invest and so on. So that's why this is not just simply me saying to you, that there's lots of opportunity for you to come and partner with us, but we are going to make all the tools we can make available to support you in making some of that happen.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, is celebrating a historic year of strong financial performance, bold reforms, and ambitious goals for the future. In a recent interview, ECCB Governor Timothy N.J. Antwine shared highlights from the bank's 2024 to 2025 annual report, revealing a record profit of $126.2 million, the highest in the institution's history. Manasseh Stanislaus of the DBS News World reports.
We're very pleased with the result. It's an exceptional financial performance, as you said, the best ever. So we're proud about it, as we should. And if you recall, that is on the back of a record-breaking year last year. So we did 80 million last year. This year we did 126.2 million. So we're very proud of that. And it's not just profits, but we've also increased assets. About, I believe, 355 million increase in assets, and also increase in our reserves.
The governor credited high interest rates on international reserves and tight expenditure control for the strong earnings. 55% of those profits were reinvested to strengthen the bank's capital, 25% distributed to member governments, and 20% set aside for a regional rainy day fund. Beyond the bottom line, the ECCB is pushing forward with key strategic initiatives in the area of financial stability. Regular inspections and off-site monitoring are keeping banks accountable on credit, cyber, and climate risk. Another important area is that of financial inclusion. The bank is rolling out new laws to simplify opening bank accounts, especially for low-risk individuals, requiring just one ID and no minimum balance.
What we have done, working with the banking community, the banking association, is to create a framework that will make it far easier for people to open bank accounts. But we've gone one step further. We're not just using moral suasion, we've actually amended the law.
Work is also underway on the CBI regulation. A regional citizenship by investment regulator is in the works to safeguard economies heavily reliant on CBI revenue.
Because some of our countries are very dependent on that as a source of foreign direct investment, revenue, and employment, this is a very, very important program. And it's not just in terms of financial stability, but it's also fiscal stability for many of our countries. And so, given its importance for our region, we have been spearheading work with the Interim Regulatory Commission and the community to really advance and prepare for the setup of a CBI-CIP regional regulator.
The draft legal framework is now available for public comment. The hope is that the legislation will be enacted before the end of 2025. Other highlights include the region's largest non-utility solar facility, a renewed commitment to youth through the ECCB Netball Series, and a new AI and data strategy to modernize operations. Governor Antwine says the ECCB's work is far from over, with ongoing efforts to improve consumer protection, digital payments, and regional legislative frameworks. The theme guiding the bank this year: implementation, results, no excuses. For the DBS News World, Manasseh Stanislaus reporting.
Acting Parliamentary Registrar for the Elections and Boundaries Commission of the Bahamas, Harrison Thompson, gives an update on preparations for the next general election. More in this ZNS News item.
Cleaning up the voter register in the run-up to a general election, no easy task. Neither does it happen overnight. As Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson notes, the whole process started as far back as 2021. From then to now, 15,000 deceased people have been removed.
Cleaning up the register, we work with the Registrar General's office, we work with the funeral homes, we work with the prison and all those. So we have all of our partners out there that we work with to get all the information we need to make sure we clean the register as best as we can. We clean on a daily basis. We get the information, even in the newspapers. We use the newspapers also. On Thursday, when all of the death notices are issued, we have all kind of check and balances to make sure that we cover. We try to capture all and sundry who needs to be deleted from the register, because we really don't want a register that to give a false impression that you have so so many persons on the register, but only a small portion voted.
Thompson guesstimates that between 50 and 60 people are removed from the register each Thursday based on their obituaries alone. Now, coming out of the COVID-19 pandemic, talks floated of the Bahamas making the move to electronic voting. Keeping mum on the specifics, Harrison only shared that he and his team are working feverishly towards introducing a biometric card for the next general election.
We're working with our partner, who is working very hard. And we're hoping that in the not-too-distant future, we'll be able to come back to the public and invite you to come for verification. Because the idea is to have biometrics, your facial and your fingerprints as much as possible on that card. And something that's like a keepsake. And that to modernize the system will make the process a little easier going forward.
I am Eddie Frederick, wishing you a restful weekend. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.